And we're back. Today, Tuesday, December 10th. Now, we've been taking a little break off of the Proverbs because with the last message me dropped, it feels in the atmosphere like a couple people kind of got the message because it was broken down in a different way. So we thank God for that. Yes we do. Every day. So, with that being said, and us being back, it's Tuesday, so I want to tell you something, okay? We're actually going to do something different today. Yeah, we're not going to be in the book of Proverbs today. Oh, no. We're actually going to do one book that gets overlooked a lot. But it has a lot of bangers in it. A lot of bangers. It's actually the book of Jude. Interestingly enough, with the book of Jude, it's the last book before Revelations. And the whole book is just one chapter. So, let's get into this book. This chapter, right? Because you'll see why. But let's get into it. Warnings about false teachers. Jude, the servant of Jesus Christ and brother of James, to them that are sanctified by God the Father and preserved in Jesus Christ and called, mercy unto you, and peace and love be multiplied. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lavishness and denying the only Lord God and our Lord Jesus Christ. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Okay. So with that one line, right? With that one verse, when Moses led the Israelites out of the captivity of Pharaoh and the Egyptians, you had some that were of little or no faith. And those were actually like the ones who rallied up and pumped the battery in the back and had that whole golden calf built while Moses was up there trying to collect the 10 Commandments from the Lord. And so because of their lack of faith and disobedience, yeah. I mean, he took them out, It is what it is. He destroyed them. But see, because with that whole situation, I just want to highlight again, because I did mention this before, but today is a new day. This is a new video. And I don't want to make it seem like, if you're listening to this one, you heard the previous one. But with the 40 years that they spent in the desert, right, being brought to their land of milk and honey, their promised land, my friend, it was not supposed to take that long. Their disobedience and hard-headedness caused them to have a delayed journey. And that's what can happen a lot of times with us now. You know what I mean? Like, God already has our promised land for us written in our life, preordained before we even came here. And it's certain things that, will have to or will take place prior to. Like, perfect example, Joseph, right? God knew exactly why he put Joseph on this earth, right? Before Joseph even hit the earth. His brothers didn't know that. His pops didn't know that. I mean, his pops a little bit, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he, told them in a dream or something like that. But they didn't understand the severity of it, because Joseph was told in a dream. But what happened was, he told his brothers and his pops, and, unfortunately, the spirits operating through them didn't allow them to receive it in the nature that they should have. So that spirit of jealousy caused them to take that information as he think he better than us type, and that wasn't even the case. But anyway, and because of the favor that they saw on Joseph's life, they literally had so much hatred for him that they were going to kill him. And one of his other brothers, the one who he got, if I'm not mistaken, the same mom with, he pleaded for his life. And he was like, yo, just throw him in the ditch real quick, whatever, till we could think of something to do. And then that's when the other brothers sold him into slavery for literally, when I did the breakdown of the math of what they got, they literally only ended up getting 2 or 3 silver coins apiece. Yeah, congratulations. Good job. But anyway, ironically, Joseph was sold into slavery unwillingly, unbeknownstly, by his brothers, right? Family. And that's a beautiful reminder just to let us know and keep in mind and heart that, all family is not family. I mean, the Bible has told us this from the beginning of time, from when Cain killed Abel. I mean, this is not a surprise. So, I need everybody to get that whole because they're family out of your mind, that they won't betray you. I need everybody to get that out their minds. Stop thinking like that. A lot of times, those will be your biggest ops. Did you not hear what I just said? Cain killed Abel. Those were brothers. Joseph's brothers who were going to kill him. They threw him into slavery instead. Not knowing God had a whole purpose for his life. And, crazy. But with him being thrown into slavery, right, because of the favor of God over his life, he ended up becoming the right-hand man to the king. This is a part that gets overlooked so much that people don't even highlight. I need everybody to understand the magnitude of Joseph's journey, right? Gets sold into slavery, becomes the right-hand man to the king. The king's wife, trash. I'm just going to keep it a band. She was trash. Why she was trash, one may ask me, out of lack of knowledge. Because the little thirst thought bucket was physically attracted to Joseph. And because of his respect for the Lord. Now, wait a minute. Not even his respect for the king, who was his right hand, who's the king, and he's the right hand man too. But the Lord, out of his respect for the Lord, he said, goodbye, I'm good. I cannot do that. Out of respect for the God that I serve, and 2, Your husband is the king and I'm his right hand man. Like, stop playing with me. Who do you think I am? This made her infuriated because for her, how dare you deny me? See, her spirit of pride, I'm telling you, pride is a hell of a drug. People need to go to rehab for that stuff. So because of her spirit of pride and her being shot down, she couldn't take that. So she plotted against Joseph, plotted against him to the point where one day she get him alone. Just happened to get him alone in his room. And she like, yo, sleep with me or I'm going to lie and say you did. Joseph went to buck on her. She grabbed his robe and tore it and lied and said she raped. He raped her? My friend, I would love to know what the Lord did with her because I'm pretty sure her end was not well. Because, first of all, you got to understand how God operates, right? This what kept Daniel from getting eaten up in the lion's den, his reverence for the Lord. Never mind the people and their position that they abuse. And because, see, here's the problem. Certain people, when they get these little pissy positions of authority, they abuse them. Out of controllably, they abuse them. That's how you be having those crappy bosses and supervisors and stuff at them toxic places with them high turnover rates. Because those are people who don't know how to respect their position and even respect the Lord to understand you still got somebody to answer to. But anyway, right? So, because of her spirit of pride, she didn't let that slide, that he didn't want her. But God is so good because, unfortunately, even though the king believed that dizzy broad and threw Joseph in jail wrongfully, while Joseph was in prison, he became the right-hand man to the... Man, you can't... And then it got to the point where the king threw his baker and his cupbearer in prison, and they both had a dream, needed it interpreted. Joseph interpreted it for them, and everything he told them came true. They both got released. One got killed, the other one was restored their position. The same way he told them in the dream. The same way how he... Because they both told him their dreams, and he both told them what it meant. And exactly what he said, that's exactly what happened. But so boom, the one who lived, he said, when you get to the king, remember me, because I'm trying to get up out of here, my boy. Yeah, I'm up here, right-hand man to the highest guard and, in rank, but, bruv, I want to get out of here. Respectfully. You know what I mean? And the guy's like, yeah, I got you. Man, 2 whole years had to pass for the king to have a bad dream and nobody could interpret it. And then he's like, oh yeah, the guy in jail. Bruv. Joseph could have been delivered from that prison had that person remembered him properly. But anyway, so boom. The king releases Joseph to interpret the dream for him. He interprets the dream accurately. He sees the wisdom and the favor of God on this man. He make him his right-hand man. Like, yo. God is so good. So, Joseph went through some skip-scaps, but it all worked together for the good. Job went through his skip-scabs. And the ironic thing with Job was a faultless man. Let's just break down Job's situation really quickly, because the problem with a lot of God's chosen, anointed, and appointed is that, we go through things, and to the carnal eye, it'll look like, oh, there's always this misfortune, win. And sweetie, you got to understand there's different levels of misfortune, all right? Because you have the levels of you have the level of Joseph misfortunes, right? To where, he got thrown into slavery, thrown into prison and all of that. However, it still was linked together for the good and the purpose of his life. Okay, so boom, right? Now, we have Job, faultless man. My friend, I know Job was like, yo, I could have did without this test, but okay. I ain't letting go, boy. Look here, boy. So Satan, he was looking for somebody to bother. And God actually offered up Job. This is another very important key factor in history that gets swept over so much. God offered up Job to Satan. He said, have you tried my good and faithful servant, Job? Satan said, yeah, man, you get that boy everything. Why would he not? If you took it all, I bet he would curse you. God said, try him. You could do everything to him but kill him. And that's why Job went through all the stuff he went through. So the flip side of that is God trusted Job so much not to turn on him like a page that he offered him up to Satan to go through trials and tribulations. Right? But then you have the trials and tribulations of disobedience, like your boy Samson and Solomon, right? Because Solomon, when I tell y'all, first, okay, because Solomon asked God for wisdom. God said, ask me for anything you want. Whatever. He asked God for wisdom. I'm still trying to figure out how he had that wisdom and dropped the ball how he did, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Solomon, this man here had it made. Your man's had a freaking Pokemon ring, pretty much. Because this is before we were able to exercise authority under the name of Jesus Christ, right? So, Solomon had a whole Pokemon ring that he could throw at a demon and have it under his subjection and command. So a lot of the stuff that got built, Solomon had the demons building it. Solomon had the demons being his do-boy. But ironically, they ended up telling him, like, bruv, you're gonna fall. One of them told him that. And he got so mad with him, he beat the demon. But the demon told him facts. Because, see, what happened was Solomon had a problem with lust that he never chose to address. So instead of being content with the wife that God gave him, he wanted more wives. He had way too many. Your man's has 700 wives and like 300 concubines. That's 1,000 women. It's not even 1,000 hours in a day, beloved. It's not even 1,000 hours in a week. That's too many, too much. People be trying to put too much on a plate that they cannot handle and then get mad trying to juggle it. What? You did that. This a buffet. You put what's on your plate on your plate. Nobody did that but you. You the one holding the plate. You the one putting the stuff on it. That's crazy. Dudes will try to be like, oh, females are crazy. Oh, but meanwhile trying to be juggling 2-3 at a time. Sweetheart, you're dealing with 2-3 women at a time. We're not structured to operate like that. We're not. We're not. And then, guys, let's just please not forget, feelings are spirits. Okay? So if you're dealing with a person who has the spirit of rejection, low self-esteem, things of this nature, those spirits are minking on you too. And then now you tagging on all these spirits. So if you dealing with 3 girls at a time, and let's just say they got 10 different spirits that they didn't even address or choose to acknowledge. That's 30 spirits you just picked up, my man, plus the ones you already had. So now you got 30 plus bopping around in you. My boy, you a whole stadium at this point. You're an auditorium. You are an auditorium. So y'all cannot sit there and say, and this can go for females too, you know what I mean? Like people in general, y'all cannot sit there and say people are crazy if y'all are stacking on more than one person on y'all plate. First of all, yo, let's backtrack really quick, because time out. Did you even go to God and ask God if this is the person he wants you to be with? Because I kid y'all not. Anytime we get with anybody outside of the person God wants us to be with, you're going to end up with relationship sob stories. Point blank, period. And for the little people that dizzily look into the spiritual realm trying to steal other people's stuff, like say for instance, right, you look in the spiritual realm and you see a couple that God has mad favor and blessings over and for. I'm just going to burst mad bubbles with this right now. Do not think for one split second that those blessings and favors will be transferred to you if you steal that person. Oh, no, sweetie, that's not how that works. Because first of all, those blessings and favor are only for that couple in that union. So if you saw Sally and Bobby in the spiritual realm blessed with all that favor and blessings, that's who's going to receive it. Those blessings and favors are not even going to be released to either party until both parties unite. Yeah. So all of that, y'all trying to steal people's spouses for the blessings, it is not going to work. Because, no. You trying to build a house on sand. Anything outside of the will of God, we're building it on sand. It's not stable. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm not sorry. Because too many of y'all need to wake up. And just because you've been with a person for mad years, sweetie, they just might have a candle or a jar somewhere or a pair of something witchcraftery going on to where they had you under that oppression and minked up with them for that long. In the movie, He's All That Matters. It's a Christian Nigerian movie. In the movie, He's All That Matters. Bruv, your man's is a whole pastor that was bewitched for 8 years. The lady was able to bewitch him for 8 years. Why, one may ask? Because he was holding on to the spirit of unforgiveness towards his mother for the stuff she did to him as a child. So because of that, that was the devil's entryway for that spell to work on your man's, to where he got swindled for 8 whole years. And then the craziest part about it was shorty who swindled him actually ended up turning out to be his whole sister. Can you imagine? She found the man on social media, seeing how good his life was with his wife, and she wanted to steal that for herself. So she went and did witchcraft to steal the man, just to only find out that was her biological brother. Yeah. Congratulations. That was never gonna work. You know what I mean? Like, and she had her own husband. News. Yo, like, this stuff is diabolical. She had her own husband, but up there trying to ruin somebody else's marriage because of envy and jealousy. Bewitched the man for 8 whole years, causing misery and pain to the wife in the background for 8 whole years. Because he was holding on to unforgiveness. So if that could happen to him for 8 years, don't think 20 years. No, don't think that's not a far stretch. 40 years, don't think that's not a far stretch either. So a lot of y'all may want to look into these long-term relationships y'all been in and just double check and run back with the Lord and the events that took place in that relationship and confirm and see, is that even really the person you're supposed to be with? Because a lot of times we bring too much stuff on ourselves because we be hard-headed and disobedient. And so with Solomon, the man had it made. A demon Pokemon ring. Yo. What? My friend. And so because of his lust that he chose not to address, he fell into temptation with this one lady who worshipped a demon. And she made him follow her way, which caused the hand of the Lord to instantly be removed off of his life. Which is such a disgrace because Solomon was... Oh, man. And so let's get into your boy, Samson. Great mighty man. My goodness. Another one with the lust problem. And ironically, the same women who he was instructed not to deal with because of Delilah beauty, he chose to deal with Delilah. And because of Delilah operating in the spirit of fear. Because see, if she knew who she was really dealing with, the fact that God's favor and hand was on Solomon so heavy, she would have kept it a band with him like, yo, bataratata, barata. Oh, let me do the story for full for full context sake. She would have told Solomon like, yo, they want to know your secret. The boys is on your head. They might try to come after me because I'm with you. You got me, right? But see, she operating out of the spirit of fear. And then she really didn't even love Samson anyway. Because, come on, if she really loved him, she would have put him on. I mean, let's just be real. Because at that point, Delilah was only caring about herself, her family, and some money. Because they offered her money to get the secret out of him. And when the money didn't work and he kept lying to her, and see, that's how he should have knew that was his red flag. The fact that his spirit kept automatically lying to her. But he's so busy pillow talking and cheek clapping with this dizzy broad. Oh my gosh. They put the pressure on her and was like, yo, if you don't get the secret, we gonna kill your family. So now she like nagged the man to the point where like she nagged him to the point where like, yo, he broke down and told her. And she let the ops in, chopped his hair off, captured him. He tried to break free, but he couldn't this time because they found his secret because he told that dizzy broad. And so when God told his people not to mess with the people of the foreign gods, he meant that. As we can see, it gets us nowhere. And so boom, once his because his strength was in his hair. So once his hair got cut, his strength left him. The spirit of the Lord left him. Because, bruv, first of all, I told you not to even deal with that girl. I'm looking out for you, still keeping my hand on you. You still dealing with the girl. I'm deliberately making you lie to her for a reason. I don't got you lying just to be lying. Because remember, God hates lying. There was no coincidence he had Solomon lie to the girl multiple times. Trying to spare Solomon. Trying to spare freaking Samson. But Samson being hard-headed, not learning how to read the room. And his lack of knowledge caused him to perish. Oh my gosh, it caused him to perish. But, y'all, come on now. Come on now. Because one of the biggest commandments God told us is have no other small g gods before him. Why y'all think he said that? That is not a coincidence. He not talking about other humans. Please. What? No. Because he wouldn't have said love thy neighbor. He would have said love thy God as thy God. Like, come on now. Y'all use your brains for real. Like, come on, man. Use it before you lose it. Garfield said that on the Garfield game. Use it before you lose it, man. Please, I'm begging. It was freely given to us since birth. Use it. It was a gift. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, big baby. So look, right? My gosh. Oh, daddy, where we at? The lowercase g gods is in reference to the demons, aka the fallen angels. Oh, well, actually, no, excuse me. Let me correct that because there's actually levels to that. Demons and fallen angels are actually two different things. So let me reverse that. I do apologize. The lowercase g gods are referring to the fallen angels. The ones that were referred to in the book of Genesis. I'm going to take y'all there really quickly because, see, here's the thing that threw us off. They gave us a sample in the book of Genesis, but you got to be hungry enough to want to dig deeper, because that's how you'll find, like, the Geneva Bible, the book of Enoch, and then the book of Enoch. That's where I really want to take y'all, and I really want to go, but we got to get past the basics and get this stuff down packed first before I can even take y'all to the book of Enoch. I'm devastated. We should have been in the book of Enoch by now. Like, for real, y'all. So look, with the 10 Commandments, right? It's no coincidence. Not a piece of coincidence. Was it the book of Exodus? I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, it's the book of Exodus, because that's when Moses... I'm like... Yeah, this is in the book of Exodus. Exodus 20 to be exact, right? Because, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other lowercase g gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness or anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the sea, under the earth. Okay, so he's speaking in reference to these little idol statue garbages that people make and build, right? But boom, I'm supposed to be taking y'all over to right, Daddy, that was correct. I was in the right book, Genesis. But future reference, in case anybody needs to refresh their memory bank, the 10 Commandments is in the book of Exodus, chapter 20. Okay, but now we're going to bop over to Genesis real quick. Because, hold up now. All right. Chapter 6, the wickedness of the world. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Now remember how he said when men. He didn't say lowercase g gods. He said men. Okay? Us as humans, we're not lowercase g gods. I need everybody to understand that. If anybody ever tell you that, run from them. That's a demonic deity talking through them. At that point, that's not even a person you're talking to. You're talking to whatever demon is talking through them. Yeah, just so you know. If anybody ever tell you they a lowercase g god, act like you Sonic and Zoom. Yeah. Get them Sonic feet on. Immediately run. Who? That the sons of God, which is the capital G God, saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of capital G God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. So these are the superhumans that's being created at this point, right? Because remember, it said the sons of God. Okay. The sons of God are the lowercase g gods. Now, remember what I just read to you guys, right? Because now I'm about to take y'all to the book. Do I have it downloaded on this phone? Let me see. Yes! Okay, I do. The book of Enoch. Beautiful. No. I need the Rolodex. Book of the Righteous. Think about Enoch. That's me. Yes, okay. Now I'm going to read chapter 3 to you guys, right? From the book of Enoch. Stay with me. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied in those days, were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, did y'all hear that? The angels. So the lowercase g gods, they're actually angels. The fallen ones, the bad ones. Right. So if anybody ever tell you, it's only one God, we only serve one God, they're delusional. There's multiple gods. That's why he said he is the Alpha and Omega, the biggest and the greatest. Right. But let us continue. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them and said to one another, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men and beget us children. And Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. See, they already knew they was doing super bad. He said a penalty of a great sin. He knew what was coming. That's why he's like, and they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200. That's why there are so many religions. Because I'm pretty sure this is probably about 200 or plus. Being that, let's see, they just told us that it's 200 of them that were fallen bad angels. So these are the lowercase g gods that he refers to in the 10 Commandments when he tell us to have no other God before him. We really not even supposed to be dealing with them for real. But he knows, deception is a hell of a drug. Y'all need to go to rehab, boy. Deception is a hell of a drug, boy. So the 200 of them, right? Who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations there. And these are the names of their leaders. And then they named the leaders, right? But wait, y'all, because after they named them, I'll do that for you guys in a separate, as a matter of fact, it's in the video history class 1. Go check that out. It's the full breakdown of this exact chapter that I'm reading now. Right now, this is just a little snack, because I don't want to act as though if you're listening to this one, you heard that one. So just to give you a little taste of what I'm talking about and that I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But, boom. Because look, y'all. And all the other togethers with them took unto them wives, and each chose for himself one. Now, see, that's one thing I can respect about them, because even they respected God's, choosing one wife. They only chose one. I can respect that. You know what I mean? Y'all be trying to get too greedy and can't even maintain the one. emotionally, spiritually, physically, sometimes financially, but y'all be trying to pack on 2, 3, 4, 5. Go somewhere. It's nonsense. Rubbish. My friend. Go find one comfy seat to sit and think about your life. Matter of fact, go sit in the corner. No seat for you. Sit in the corner. No seat for you. No seat. Sit in the corner. No seat. Oh. Just sit in the corner and meditate on your wrongs and get it right. Right. But look, y'all. Verse 8. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant and they bare great giants whose height was 3,000 eels. That's super tall. Who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. So that's really what made God do the flood, because y'all, clate. Y'all done minked up with these human women that I made, that y'all watch me make. We discussed this stuff up in heaven. I said, let us make man in our image. That's who he was talking to, y'all, the angels. When he said, let us make man in our image, these the gang who he was talking to before they went left and fell down. They actually were supposed to be watching over the earth, though. That's the crazy part. Like, ay, contila. But anyway. And so as we just heard, right, they created the giants and stuff. Now, watch this one here, because everything is spiritual. So these are the angels that God created, right? Boom. Those are his sons. Humans, we are also his creations. Boom. However, what they minked up together and made, he didn't have nothing to do with that. Hence, this is where the unclean and the Nephilim spirits come from. These are spirits who can't go to heaven or hell, because who made you? You were a strange spirit. So you can't go to heaven or hell. So these strange spirits have to roam the earth looking for vessels to possess. So the spirits from the birth of these giants. Yeah. Right. Congratulations. You just learned something new today. But then so boom. Because remember, a lot of like in the cartoons and stuff, how they show us like the mermaid and all of that stuff. All of that stuff is real. That was the defilement of the giants with the fishes and the birds and all of that. So you had half bird, half man, half man, half horse, half man, half turtle, half man, half snake. Yo, those were real things. Hercules, Pegasus, all of that. That stuff was real history. They just try to dress it up and make it seem like it was fake. Oh no, that stuff was very much real. But you know what's not real? Dinosaurs. You know what's not real? Them NASA space trips. Let me behave. We'll be 18. We in the book of Jude, y'all. We ain't even getting nowhere yet. What I read to y'all, 2 verses. But you're learning a lot. And that's what matters the most. Hey, now. Oh, no. Because we is up to verse 6, honey. Ooh, and verse 6 is actually talking about what we just finished reading. Listen to this, y'all. And the angels which kept not their first estate, because remember, their first assignment was to be watch over us. But they left that post because they couldn't control that spirit of lust. But left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Yo, hell was not created for us. It was created for these disobedient angels and for Satan. That's why they get y'all to do dummy moves and make y'all do boy jobs to run they dummy missions. So y'all can crash out and end up down there with them. They know that's not supposed to be y'all portion. But if you gonna be goofy enough to let them lead you to the edge of the cliff, they're going to lead you right there. I kid you not. And they're not going to hesitate to push you over. That's the craziest part about it. But what's even more crazier is they're literally like a bunch of hyenas laughing at you while you're doing these dummy moves, setting yourself up for the slaughter. Don't ever think for 1 second because they cutting you deals, giving you pennies, they're your friends. You see what happened with Judas. Man's got 30 coins for betraying Jesus. He felt so bad. He was so tormented by them spirits. Them same spirits that pumped him up to do that stuff turned on him and tormented him so much to the point where he couldn't even get no peace. He tried to get the money back. They was like, we don't want that dirty blood money. Boy, get out of here with that. And somebody ended up taking that dirty blood money and sold him some land. And it ended up being the same land he hung himself in. Because of the torment, he couldn't deal with it. Because you was one of his disciples and you poo-shysted the man for 30 raggedy pieces of silver. Was one of his disciples. Remember that. Judas was one of the 12 disciples. And the most craziest part about it is Jesus knew from the beginning of recruiting Judas that he was going to betray him. But he still sat him at the table with him. Still tried to help the man. Judas hung himself. Literally. The irony. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Because remember, God burnt Sodom and Gomorrah up because they was out of control. They was, man, they was doing everything and everybody. They didn't care. Each other, same sex, different sex, animals, trees, plants. Yo, they didn't care. They was out of control. So he burnt the place down. What you want from him? He ain't give us these bodies for that. Like, come on, y'all gotta understand something. Listen here. It's okay to be intimate with the person that God wants you to be with after y'all get married. Do it the right way, right? But before then, like, I mean, like, even if you get like a little temporary little like, it when you really do the math, that shit is like, you gotta really ask yourself, like, is it really, really worth it? Like, for real, is it really worth it? Is it really? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, everybody got choices to make. You know what I'm saying? Likewise, also the filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Yeah, and so, porno and all that stuff, that's definitely a work of the enemy. You know, ain't nothing godly about that. I'm going to just let y'all know right now, you know. And let's just get something clear. God is not against intimacy. He is all for the husband and the wife getting it on, getting it in. If y'all wanted to do it 10 times a day, that is fine by him, because the married bed is an undefiled bed. But then when you're not married, you need to be doing it 0 times a day. And we have to get to a point where we build enough self-control in our state of singleness. Because just because you're single doesn't mean you're single. You know what I mean? Especially if you know eventually one day you're going to get married. Because watch this one here. Whatever habits you carrying on in your state of singleness, it's not going to be that easy to just drop off because you got in a relationship. What you think? You out here trying to be with 10 different people and you think you're going to stop because you find one? No. No. Listen, whether you in a relationship or not, move like you in a serious committed relationship. Like, respect yourself. Because you'll be surprised how much stuff you can avoid by, like, not dealing with certain people. Like, I kid y'all not, man. But it's so crazy because there's also a back end side of that, like how I mentioned earlier with Joseph and Shorty. How she was so vindictive to where because he didn't sleep with her, she lied on him. Try to ruin the man's life and image. But see, one thing about God is when you don't give in to these people, like Susanna in the Geneva Bible, you definitely get vindicated. And Joseph also was vindicated. Let me not even try to do that because Joseph was definitely vindicated as well. However, God deals with them people. So, male and female, you know what I'm saying? Move with integrity, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you know you're trying to be, or you're going to be, or even if you are married, like, move with integrity, move with respect. Because respectfully, like, people keep forgetting, like, yo, that stuff is crazy. And the most ironic thing to me is, like, guys, you guys are like the freaking, oh my gosh, the biggest hypocrites in America, in the world, because you guys will be so comfortable cheating on females, dogging females, and doing them so dirty. But if you meet a female that you end up really liking or falling in love with, you like, I don't get it. It's horrible. You guys gotta do better. You can't do somebody dirty and then, like, you know what I mean? Because not everybody is gonna go tick for tack. Let me just be clear on that, right? You could meet a good person and you could be a crappy person and think you're gonna get with them, and my friend. But so not everybody's gonna go tick for tack. Some people will see you like non-conducive for them and they'll tap out. Like, ain't nobody, yo, you gotta understand, everybody's not going tick for tack, because in reality, everybody doesn't think from a one-sided scale. There are some people who think from the perspective of, I wouldn't want that done to me, so I'm not gonna do it to somebody else. Unfortunately, everybody don't think like that, though. And that's just with life in general. Because even with the people who be doing that corny witchcraft stuff on people, like, would you want somebody putting your picture in a cemetery somewhere or doing something to you like that? Like, but you up here doing it to other people, though, because you jealous of what? Because of how they look? Because of the blessings you see that God have for them in the spiritual realm? So you trying to, steal their stuff? And then you only causing yourself to miss out on your own blessings. And then now you're going to get in trouble with God because you're interfering with God's will and his plan. It's a huge difference when you interfere with man's plan versus God's plans. Okay. Just thought I'd put that out there. We're on verse 9, though. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, my friend. The same Moses who led the Israelites out of Egypt, out of the Pharaoh's demonic grasp. Because that boy Pharaoh was a true hater. Pharaoh was a true hater, crackhead. He was a crackhead for hate. Man, that boy was so high on hate. He messed around and overdosed. I'm telling you, hate is a hell of a drug. Hate, pride, envy, that's a hell of a drug. A lot of y'all need to go to rehab for real. Jealousy, that's a hell of a drug. Go to rehab. Gossip, ooh, that's a hell of a drug. Go to rehab. Lying, hey, my friend, that's another drug that you need to go to rehab for. Delusion, that's a drug y'all can go to rehab for. Wickedness, ooh, that real toxic. That's a heavy one. That's like up there with heroin. Real bad. Yeah, go to rehab fast. Pride up there too. Rehab fast. Yeah. Because too many people spend too much time looking in other people's windows. And it's a whole closet about to fall on them. They don't even know because they too busy looking out the window, looking in somebody else's window. Let that sink in and marinate. But let's run this back real quick because that was some fire banger heat. My goodness, I might have to turn the AC on. Yet, Michael the Archangel. Yeah! When contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. Now, mind you, Moses had a stuttering problem. But Moses was very handsome. But he didn't he wasn't no cocky, nah, he never even bragged on his looks. No, ew, please. Moses was, but look, y'all, because Moses was another one who did the 40-day fast. So, do you understand the high potency of fasting? The spiritual high potency of fasting? And don't let you do it while getting in the Word and spending time with the Lord. Ay, caramba. Baby, baby, baby. Good stuff, good stuff. Good stuff, man. I'm telling you, good stuff, good stuff. You're going to want to get high on this. It's good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. The good stuff, not the bad stuff. You know, that hatred, envy, all that stuff. Yeah, no, that's the bad drugs. Go to rehab. Go to rehab, baby. Listen, y'all. Durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee. Like, you better not touch that body. I don't care what he did. Don't touch that body. Period. Y'all need to understand the depths of Psalms 105 and when you're really anointed and appointed for an assignment for the Lord. Your life hit different. A lot of death work get done towards you behind the scenes and on the front scenes. But Almighty God and the gang, you know, like Michael, the Archangel, and the appointed angels who he assigns over us. Ooh, the gang don't let that go down. When I tell you, I got real shooters and hitters, and you can't even see them, but they can see you at all times. But no, because it's so much stuff that, you know, I'm finding out, and I'm just, whoa, y'all is, anyway. My daddy's good. The gang, solid, beautiful. I love them. I'm so thankful for the gang. Like, y'all, that is that's my gang. That's my squad. Like, when you see me in real life, you may see me as a single vessel bopping along the street looking a little, like, spacious. Because, like, a lot of people, they'll have one or two perceptions of me. Like, either I'm, like, just really dingy or... or, like, she's mean. That's the main two things that I always hear about myself. People say either, like, oh, I thought you liked the dingy little titty. Or, I thought you were mean. I love it. It's beautiful. But anyway, you always see me by myself. But in real life, baby, I don't be by myself. It's a whole gang with me. I kid you not. But the ones who be looking in the spiritual realm and that can see, they see and they know. They see and they know. And I humbly move the way I do. I don't even abuse my authority or the favor over my life. I don't abuse it. For what? Why? That's not what it's for. See, that's what a lot of y'all be messing up at. The fact that God still give y'all another day, y'all abuse his grace and mercy and favor on y'all. Because he don't have to give y'all another day. A lot of y'all shoulda, coulda been taken up out of here. But he be so gracious and merciful, he try to give y'all a new day to get it right. And some of y'all will still try to just use that as a new day to still try to cause mischief and havoc in the background. And it's like, you building more charges for yourself spiritually, right? That you are not going to be able to cover, right? Spiritual currency is a real thing. I need everybody to know this. Spiritual currency is real. And if you lack in it, them demons going to be scraping you up and down the block, singing doo-wah, diddy, tap, dancing on your skull. You ain't going to have no peace, ever. No matter how many toys you get, no matter how many dollars you get, you're not going to have any peace. You can't buy peace. You can't. I don't know who needed to hear that, but you can't buy peace, baby. But we on verse 10, though. But these speak evil of those things which that they know not. But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. That was so deep for y'all. I don't even want to get y'all too dizzy right now, because I already went too deep. And we ain't even get nowhere yet. We only on verse 11 now. And I'm out. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Kor. Yo, that was a whole album right there. Forget a bar. That was an album. Forget a hit. That was a whole album. I'm going to bring that back. As a matter of fact, we're going to stop right there. We're going to stop right there. Because I'm actually going to make this a part 2. We're going to split this up into 2 parts, baby, because I need to run this back. We're going to stop off at, what is this, verse 11. Because it got super hot. So we're going to pick it back up, right? And then we'll continue. Just know that part 2 is coming today. I have a few errands that I do need to take care of. But y'all, the book of Jude is going down today, no matter what, hands down. I don't care. I am going to put in the request that my spirit get no peace until I post part 2 for you guys, all right? So listen, if you have not already given your heart to Christ, that's wild. We're at the end of 2024. How you didn't do that yet? That's wild. But you still got a chance right now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it right now. Right now. Right? Because once you do that, that's you building. Well, actually, I'm sorry, not building, but that is you setting up your spiritual bank account. Okay, so now that your spiritual bank account is going to be set up, of course, it's going to start out at $0. I'm sorry. But don't fret, though. Don't fret. Because you have the power and control to stack them dollars. Stack them dollars. Stack them diggity, 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 diggity dollars. And how would you do that? Well, you would just simply spend time with the Lord in prayer and in the Word. I definitely would encourage you guys to still be reading your Proverbs of the day. Regardless to if I post a Proverbs of the Day video or not, guys, please be reading Proverbs of the Day every day, y'all. Y'all want keys to success? Y'all want to know how I acquired this wisdom that I have right now? Baby, this is not an overnight hit success. I didn't cook up a spell to get this wisdom. No, I had to work for this wisdom. This wisdom came from since 2014 of me doing the Proverbs Challenge. This is 10 years of me doing the Proverbs of the Day. Okay? So, there's levels to this. Life is lifing. But in order for you to understand it a little bit better, please, your Proverbs of the Day, I kid you not, is going to help you. Also, you're going to want to be asking the Lord with and from a sincere, humble heart. Psalms 139 verses 23 and 24, where you say, "Search me, O God. Know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And lead me to the way everlasting. Hey. And see if there be any wicked way in me." Yes. And lead me to the way everlasting. Right? Then you're gonna want to be working on your fruits of the Spirit, which is going to be found in the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verses 21 and 22. But for your sake, I would definitely encourage you to read just the whole chapter 5 of Galatians, because it's a lot of life key points in there that'll help you look at the man in the mirror and help you get yourself right. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, I need everybody to know this, understand this. In the Bible, the heart is spoken of too many times for us not to get this very vivid, clear picture that's been slapped in our face. Our heart is the crib that God refers to, that he wants us to keep clean. How you keep it clean is by keeping the fruits of the Spirit in it and having the Holy Spirit in it. Okay? Once you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, that's you also getting your name in the Lamb's Book of Life. However, accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior is different from your deliverance, right? Because boom, accepting him is you getting your name put in the Lamb's Book of Life. However, the deliverance part is the part when we start working on our spirits, as far as in, okay, do you have any abandonment issues? Do you have any trust issues? Do you have any hatred issues? Any envy issues? This is when you start working on that stuff so that your heart can be a clean, pleasing aroma to the Lord. Right? Okay. Now, we love y'all. Please, just guys, come on. It's 2024, all right? We lost a lot of people. As far as the dark art community, they took massive hits this year. And this is the last sweep taking place right now. It's a lot more people finna get swept up from the kingdom of darkness right now. So there is about to be a lot of demises taking place. However, please use this as a serious opportunity, guys, to seriously buckle down and get your relationship with the Lord going. Like, seriously. This should be a wake-up call more than anything. Like, all jokes aside. We love you guys. Please, let's get it together.